Good morning, everyone. This is a Zoom class with me, Hannah. We're going to be doing some strength and some balance work today. The things that you'll need for this class include some water, a set of dumbbells, a small set. These are £3 and they are good, 2, 3 or 5 is probably most suitable. If you don't have dumbbells, you can do the exercises all just using your body weight, or you could use some evenly weighted objects that you find around your house, like a set of pair of soup cans, some full water bottles, anything like that. I'm going to use a yoga mat just because I like to stand on it because it feels nice under my feet. You can do that or not. You might need a chair for some of these, something to support you when we're doing the balance work. And yeah, a couple of the exercises at the end of the strength part will be on the floor. And if you don't like that, if that's not suitable, I will give a seated option so that you can join in regardless of your ability. All right. Let's begin. We're going to start as ever by warming up, and then we'll get right to it. All right, let me move this chair out of the way so you can see me. We're going to start by standing up nice and tall, and we're going to move these feet, marching nicely. I'm going to move my camera so I'm a little bit straight on. Good. Moving those feet. And moving those arms back and forth. Take a deep breath here. Let's bring those shoulders up towards your ears and relax them down. Let's do that a couple of times. And one more. Good. Let's roll those shoulders. Nice big circles. And rolling in the other direction. Nice shoulder shrugs, nice and easy. I'm going to bring those arms out to the side and we're going to make little circles here. And back in the other direction. And let's make some big circles. So take those arms out, reaching forwards. Good, let's go backwards with those arms. So a nice backstroke, nice big circles moving slowly here. Good, a couple more. Great, let's keep those feet going. We're going to pick up our hands, press them away from us, pull them back. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Let's push those hands up to the ceiling. Pull down. Push and pull. Push and pull. Push and pull. Good. Shake those arms out. We're going to take one foot, tap your toe and your heel to the floor. You can see I point my toe and then I flex my toe. Now the dog's in the way. Heel, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Let's try the other foot. Point your toe and your heel. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. Good. We're going to pedal our heels now. So up onto one and then the other. Let's add in one arm and then the other arm. Good. Keep that chest very tall. Those shoulders back and down. We're looking up and ahead. It's really the posture we want all of the time. A nice long spine. We're looking up and around us. Let's bring those hands up and press them back. Up and press back. Bend and press. Bend, press, bend, press, bend, and press. Good. Shake those legs and arms out. We're going to tap our toes. Keep those heels touching the floor. You can wriggle your toes. Squish those toes into the ground. Pick those hands up. We're going to wriggle your fingers. Touch those fingers to thumb. Good. Let's make a fist and then stretch these fingers out. Squeeze and squeeze and stretch those fingers. Lego. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch those fingers. Squeeze and stretch. Good. Let's circle our wrists. So going back to our march. Nice small march. Circle those wrists. Back in the other direction. Good. Let's bring those feet about hip width apart. I'm going to circle our hips here. Back in the other direction. Oh, excuse me. Great, and then let's stand up nice and tall. You might want to be close enough to something to support you as we take one foot off the floor at a time. I'm going to pick that knee up, bring it out to the side, step down, knee back up, in and down. Knee up, out and down, up, back in, down. We're thinking about a rotation of this hip. Pick that knee up, send it out so that hip opens. Step that foot down, up, back in, down. Let's go to that second side. So pick the knee up, send it out, down, up, back in, and down. A couple more. Up, out, down, up, back in, step down, up, out, down, up, back in, down. Good. All right, let's take a deep breath here. Nice big inhale. Reach those hands right up and exhale. And again, big inhale. Reach those hands up and exhale. Good. Make sure you have your water handy. We're going to get started here with some lower body work to begin with. We're going to start with a squat. The alternative for this would be a sit to stand. So I'll demonstrate both of those. So we want to pick up one dumbbell. So one weight here. I'm going to hold it at my chest. So a nice light grip. My feet are about hip width apart. And I'm going to squat down and stand up. Nice and slow on the way down and stand up. If you prefer to use the chair, see like a sit to stand, you're going to sit down, hold that weight at your chest. Yeah, here's the lawnmower. We're going to press down with our feet, stand up, sit down nice and slowly, and up. All right, let's do 8 of these together. I don't know where he stopped. Oh. He's right outside the door. He's going to knock on the door and I'm going to have to go and answer. All right, feet hip width apart. Nice block knees. I'm going to sink down. We'll do 8 of these. Nice and slow on the way down. Big exhale as we stand up. That's 8. Next exercise. Yeah, he's looking in to see. Yeah, oh boy. Next exercise. We're going to pop that weight down and we're going to stand so that we're supported. I have a wall in front of me, so I'm just going to put my hands here to support myself a bit. We're going to do some rear leg raises. So standing up nice and tall, you're going to lift one leg behind you and then the other. So squeezing that bum, we're moving at the hips. Nice and slowly, keeping that chest really nice and tall, pulling that belly button in towards your spine. And one more on each side. Here's one. And then the other. Good. All right. We're going to stay standing up nice and tall. And I'm going to keep standing this way just so you can see me a little bit better. Staying in this position, we're going to pick up one foot and then the other. So we're doing a hamstring curl as we stand. Bringing that foot up close to your bum as you can. No need to rush. Then we'll do one more on each side. Here's one and the other. Good. All right, let's have a quick drink. And we're going to grab that one weight. We'll either do those sit-up downs or holding that weight, or we'll do our squats. So I'm going to do my squats. Feet hip width apart, knees are soft. Keep those shoulders back, hold that weight at your chest. I'm going to sink down. Big exhale to stand up. Squeeze your bum as you stand up. And one more. Good. Pop that weight down and bring yourself close to whatever you're using for support, the back of the chair, the wall, or whatever. And we're going to do those leg raises. So lifting those legs behind you, squeeze your bums, and lift. Nice and slow, and don't worry about getting this leg too high. I want to kind of feel it in your hip here. Keeping that chest nice and tall. And one more. Good. Let's stay where we are. We'll pick up those feet into those hamstring curls. Nice and slow. That's nice and upright, shoulders are back. And one more. Good. All right, great. Let's have a drink and we will move on to do some upper body. Just going to look out the window and see if they're unloading it or if they're like waiting for a person to come to say if this is the right place. Looks like maybe they're just unloading it. It's the ramp down. I really don't want to get involved. All right, let's grab both of our weights. We're going to stand up nice and tall with our palms facing, your palms facing me, so facing the screen. We're going to curl one hand, press that hand up overhead, and then nice and slow on the way down. Good. And then the other. Curl and press. Great. 2, and press. Curl and press. We're thinking about our posture here. So pulling that belly button in towards your spine. Keeping a nice tall chest. We're looking up and ahead. Shoulders are back and relaxed. Curl and press. Curl and press. Good. We'll do a couple more on each side. Press. Curl and press. Good. All right. This time, one weight in each hand. Again, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. My feet are hip width apart. I'm going to soften my knees, so a little bend in those knees, stick my bum out and lean forward slightly. So I'm back about at 45 degrees and then my arms are just hanging here. And naturally, I'm going to curl up one hand and then straighten that arm out behind me. And then the other. Curl, bring the hand out behind, and then we'll do both. Curl and straighten. We'll do 3 of these. Curl, bring those hands back. Curl, bring those hands back. Good, now let's do one at a time. Curl and kick. Other hand, curl and kick. And now both together for 3. Curl and kick. Curl up and kick. Curl up and kick. Good. Stay in this position. So knees bent, sticking your bum out, bending over, and we'll do a chest fly. So one arm out to the side, the other, and let's do 3 together. 1, 2, 3. Now let's do one arm. Nice and slow. Second arm, and we'll go 1, 2, and 3. Very good. All right, stand up nice and tall, shake those arms out a little bit, turn those palms to face me, and we're going to go back to the back. Curl and that bicep curl with the overhead press. So curl and press. Nice and slow as you lower that hand. Curl and press. We don't want to be sloppy with the lowering part of the exercise. We want to lower that hand nice and slowly. Press. Good. Curl and press. Curl and press. Curl and press. Curl, press. Good. We'll do 2 more on each side. Here's 1. And 1 on the other side. Press. Good. And last one. Press. And last one on the second side. Curl. Press. Great. All right, keep those weights 1 on each hand. I'm just turning to the side so you can see me better. Feet are hip width apart. Bend those knees. Oh, nose are coming to the door. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna have to go nuts to the door. Hey, how are you? Hey, sorry about that. Now the dog knows that there are people here. All right, wait. We're gonna do this kick back. No weight in each hand. Feet hip width apart with over, nice soft knee. And we're gonna curl up one hand and bring it back. Curl and kick. Shush, both hands. 1, 2, and 3. Same thing. Curl and kick. Second curl and kick. Dogs. Curl. Kick back. Curl. same position. I'm just going to face the front so you can see what I'm doing better. But those soft knees, stick that bum out, bend over slightly. We're going to do one, the other, and then three together. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go 1, the other, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Stand up nice and slowly. Let's put those weights down and we'll have a quick drink. Good. Now, next 2 exercises, we're going to be on the floor or seated, depending on what you want, on what you are comfortable doing. I will show you the seated version to begin with. So your first exercise, you're going to be sat in the middle of that chair, sitting up nice and tall, thinking about the posture all the time, pulling belly button in towards your spine, relaxing your shoulders. You're going to raise one knee and then the other. And you can point your toe as you pop that foot back on the floor. So point that toe as you slowly place your foot to the floor. That's the second one. Second one, we're going to straighten one. How do we do it? Straighten one leg. So it's my right leg. And as I lift that leg, I'm going to lift my, I think that is up your leg. Yes. I'm going to lift my left arm. So we have an opposite leg, opposite arm. Now you can alternate, so stretch that leg out, raise, stretch the leg out, and raise. Good. So we're alternating an arm and leg raise, and it's opposite arm, opposite leg. We'll be doing something similar, so I will remind you of what's up if you're seated. People who are happy coming down on the floor, let's go ahead and do that, and then we've got 2 exercises to do here. So down onto the floor, set the way. Feet flat on the floor, and let's come right back down. We're going to bring our feet up off the floor. So let's think about our posture here on the ground too. You still want to try and think about relaxing those shoulders, engaging those core muscles, and we're going to tap one foot to the floor at a time. So seated people, you can go ahead and start with those knee raises. Think about pointing your toe as you bring it back down to the floor. And then people who are laying down, let's go ahead here. Nice and slow, just tapping that foot to the floor. Okay. All right, if you're seated, you're going to do that opposite arm, opposite leg, arm and knee raise. If you're on the floor, we'll set this up a little bit differently. So feet come up off the floor, just like they were before, knees are bent, arms straight to the ceiling, and we're going to stretch opposite arm, opposite leg to the floor. So a little different. Good. Nice and slow. Remember, opposite arm, opposite leg. Moving nice and slowly, whether you're seated or standing, or seated or laying. Well, right. And we'll do one more each side. Here's one. And the other, thank you, and relax those feet and arms. All right, let's take a couple of deep breaths. Have a drink if you need to, and then we're going to do both of those again. So people on the floor, stay there on the floor. If you're seated, let's go ahead and start those knee raises. If you're on the floor, let's pick those feet up and we're going to tap one toe and then the other. Good. Taking some deep breaths. Moving nice and slowly. If you're seated, think about tapping that toe to the floor. And one more. And one more on that second side. Good. Pop those feet down for a second. People on chairs, you can relax, and then we're going to do that seated opposite arm and leg raise. So go ahead with that, raising that opposite arm, opposite leg, nice and slowly. Bringing them down to the floor nice and slowly too. People on the floor, pick those feet up, arms to the ceiling, and opposite arm, opposite leg stretches to the floor. Moving nice and slowly. Taking nice deep breaths. Stretching those arms and legs out as far as you can. And let's do one more each side. Good. Relax his feet, relax his. All right. Let's take some deep breaths here, and we're going to work on getting up off the floor. People who are seated, you can relax and have a drink. If you're on the floor, let's walk those feet over to one side and drop those hips down the other way, which you're rolling yourself onto your side. And here I'm going to use this top hand, push myself up onto elbow, use that hand to push me all the way up nice and slowly to the seated position. Now from here, I'm going to bring myself up onto all fours, some on my hands and my knees. And then you can bring one knee forward and push yourself up, or if you need to, roll yourself to your chair. Use that chair as some support and pull yourself up onto the chair. Good. Just do it slowly. No matter how slowly I stand up, I always get lightheaded. So I could take a second here. Have a drink. And then we're ready to try some balancing. All right. Let's stand with our feet very close together. Close as they can be. Pressing down into the floor all the way through heels, toes. And we're going to raise one arm to the ceiling. And then the other. Now let's bring both arms up. Out to the sides, reach those arms forwards. And turn our hands up. And down. Up. Down. Up. And down. And one more. Up. And down. Good. Relax those hands. This thing we're going to do is work on our tightrope walking a little bit. So if you remember, that's our heel to toe steps where we take very tiny steps, bringing that heel right in front of your foot if you can. Just moving very slowly. We're really going to slow it down today. So moving as slowly as you can, we're going to add some different arm positions. So being almost like you're moving in slow motion. Trying to look up and nod at your feet. Good. And as we come forward, let's bring those arms out to the side. Oops. Keeping that chest nice and tall. looking up and ahead. And now let's bring those arms. Oh wait, I'm going to go backwards first. And then I'll switch up my arms. Good. Bring those arms up above your head. So trying not to look at the floor, but looking up and ahead. I have to confess that I look at the camera, which is cheating because I can watch what my feet are doing. And when I stop looking at the camera, it's quite a bit more difficult. Good. Bring those arms out so they're right in front of you now. Until those palms to face up. And down. And then up as you come backwards. And down. And up. And then arms just nicely by your sides as we go forwards and backwards for the last time. Moving very slowly, trying not to look at your feet. Whoops. I lost my balance. Ooh. Good. All right, let's take some normal steps here. Okay, shake those arms and legs out. We want to be standing close to something that's going to give us some balance. So right here, I have a wall. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to take the weight onto my right leg, and I'm going to move my left leg and my left arm at the same time. I'm going to reach for the ceiling, and then slowly come down. Nice big reach up, and slowly place that foot to the floor. Really trying to relax that foot into the ground. So pressing down into the floor. Good. Let's try the other side now. So shift that weight onto the other foot and then lifting up. Slowly lifting. Ooh, I'm wobbling because my foot is not relaxed on the floor here. Good. All right, let's relax. We are going to take the weight onto one leg and we're going to do a single leg hold. I'm going to take the weight onto my right foot and with my left, touch that toe to the floor. Now when I feel like I'm balanced here, take that foot right up off the floor. We'll stand up nice and tall. Press down into the ground with that other foot. Remember, you can be holding on to the chair, the table, the wall, whatever you need for balance. And you're going to turn and look to the left. And then to the right. Back to center, and then let's look down to the floor. And up to the ceiling. And let's place the other foot on the floor. Good. All right, we'll switch to that second side. So soft knee, take that foot so your toe is touching the floor, and you can always stay like this. If taking your foot right off the floor today is not really an option, that's okay. Keep this toe on the floor. Otherwise, you can take that foot up. And let's look up to the ceiling. Down to the floor. Turn and look to the right. and to the left. Back to center, and let's place both feet on the floor. Very good. All right, we're going to step 1 foot forwards. And we're going to shift that weight into that front foot and back to that back foot. So moving forwards and backwards, keeping both feet on the floor. Shift that weight forwards and back. Forwards and backwards, nice and slowly. This time as I come backwards, I'm going to take my front foot off the floor for a moment. And then as I come forwards, take that back foot off the floor. Nice and slowly. Backwards. And forwards. And backwards. And forwards. Good. Let's put those feet on the floor, switch them around. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So shifting that weight forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. As we come forwards, take that back foot up off the floor. And again, on that back foot. And then one more time, stepping forward, taking that back foot up off the floor. And backwards. Good, both feet on the floor here. Take a couple of steps. Walk around your space a little bit, march that out. All right, we'll do one more exercise here. Standing up nice and tall, close to your support. We're going to take 1 foot forward so your heel is touching the floor in front of you. And then lift that heel up off the floor when you can. Just a couple of inches. When you're ready, you're going to take the same side arm out in front of you. And then if you can let go of the support, and you absolutely don't, you can be just holding the wall, you can raise the other hand. Good, relax. Let's switch to the other side. Weight onto the other leg. Touch that foot forward, so heels touching the floor. And we'll lift that foot up off the floor, just a couple of inches. One arm straight out in front of you. So it's the same side as the leg that's off the floor. When you're ready, if you want to, take the second hand up. But if you're holding on to your support, that's absolutely fine. Okay. Good, let's relax there. Great, we are finished. We're going to stretch now. So let's have a drink. So let's take one arm across your body. Stretch through that arm here. Stretch through that shoulder. Good, let's switch to the other side. Good, let's pick up our hands, interlace these fingers, and we're going to press away. Press them away from your body. So you're stretching right through that upper body, through that upper back. Good, relax those hands. Let's come and sit down. So sitting in the middle of your chair, we're going to stretch one foot forward so your heel is touching the floor. Toes are pointing to the ceiling. Let's hinge at the hips. And then when you feel the stretch in the back of this leg, you're going to hold it still there. Good, let's sit up, switch to the other side. Stretch up, foot forward, heel on the floor. Good, holding it here. Good, and back to center. All right, you can bring those feet a little bit further apart here. Take that one foot, I want you to think about bringing the arch of your foot towards your shin, which looks like this. So you can see having like some rotation of my hip, and it makes a little rotation of this leg a little bit into the knee too. So do this movement a couple of times so you feel that rotation of the hip, bringing arch of your foot to your shin, see how that feels, and then we're going to hold it wherever it's comfortable. So you can hold it right here so you feel that stretch through the hip. If you want to go further, you can take that foot right up to rest on top of your other leg. Only if that feels good. Down here is a perfectly fine place too. If you can bring your foot up but you feel like it's going to be a big effort to get it out of that position, then maybe keep it a little bit lower down, make it easier for yourself. Let's sit up nice and tall, tall chest. Feel you can press down on this knee if you want to go a little bit further in that hip, but it's not necessary or not required. Good. Slowly release that foot back to the floor. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So bring that arch of your foot towards your shin. And then holding where that's comfortable. So whether it's here or whether your foot is up on your knee. If that feels like it's not going to be comfortable, please keep your foot low. It's quite intense on the hip if you have your foot here. Sit up nice and tall. Good, pop that foot down on the floor, and then we're going to stand up. Finish our last stretch standing. So we're going to stand, bring those arms behind you, stretch your fingers right out, squeeze your shoulder blades together. We're going to look up, stretch through the front of that chest. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Yourself a tight squeeze and a pat on the back. Last class before the weekend. Hope you all have a great one, and see some of you next week. Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks so much. I'm gonna go check out my new lawnmower. Sorry about the disturbance in the middle there. All right.